Hello, my fellow weirdos. I was going to try to wait to do this video because, as you can hear, there's kids on the playground now. But it's real important. As you know, another national coast-to-coast protest is scheduled for the 19th, and it is even more important that people turn out for this one more than even the last one. And let me suggest directing it at the Garcia issue and the Bukele, the El Salvadorian president. He came and visited with the orange buffoon, and right there he was asked about Garcia, and basically Trump kind of let the other one field it, and it's not good. Alright, I'm gonna play you some, I've made it louder, some clips from something that Adam Mockler I was watching, and I kept it because it's got relatively clear audio. It's disturbing.
Let's hear the question from this very low-rated anchor at CB.
Thank you, President. Do you plan to ask President Bukele to help return the man who your administration says was mistakenly deported? The man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador?
Well, let me ask Pam, what you asked...
Now let me remind you that she's going to say something, but she's leaving something out. What she's leaving out is that courts said that it wasn't clear. It wasn't really clear if he was with the gang or not. But at any rate, it didn't appear to be. But at any rate, even if he was, he could not ever be sent back to El Salvador. The reason is, he's been here 25 years, is the reason he had to leave El Salvador as a teenager, I think he was like 16, is because the gangs there were trying to recruit him, to get him in, and they basically threatened the mother that it was like, you give us your oldest or, you know, everybody dies type of thing. And so ran here, and the courts found back then that he would be in mortal danger if he ever returned to El Salvador, because those gangs do not forget. So even if he was supposed to be, even if he had done something, which he didn't, to merit being sent out of the country, he should not have been, he could have been sent anywhere but El Salvador. It was specific on the court orders. But they still didn't prove anything. So now listen to Pam Bondi. That's the real truth.
Sure, President. First and foremost, he was illegally in our country. He had been illegally in our country. And in 2019, two courts, an immigration court and an appellate immigration court, ruled that he was a member of MS-13.
They apprehensively ruled that he may be...
Now, yeah, so he's going to say the same thing.
That's not up to us. The Supreme Court ruled, President.
What do you mean it's not up to us? Dude, you're sitting in Salvador and say, by the way, he's not an MS-13.
Anyway, ridiculous.
El Salvador wants to return him. This is international matters, foreign affairs. If they wanted to return him, we would facilitate it.
Okay, then.
No, that is not what the SCOTUS said. They said you must return him and you are responsible to facilitate that. So now they're going to have to go back to the Supreme Court, and I guarantee you the effing Supreme Court is not going to be happy, because now they have to rewrite it, basically SCOTUS order for dummies, and like spell it out like a chainsaw has to say, do not use near exposed genitals. Okay? They have to not say facilitate, because here they can twist it and say, oh, we facilitated it, we asked. He said no. You'll hear what the Kelly says. Just hit, yeah. And so now Trump turns it to him.
It's more the authority to the United States. I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
He is not.
He doesn't have the power to return. He calls him a felon, or I mean, he's the president of the effing country. Of course, he can tell the prison to let the guy go, and he could have brought him with him. I did a video the other day during the weekend, and I asked, it was a short, I said, how many people, I'm taking a guess, I'm guessing he won't be with him, and will tell him that he can't find him or some damn thing. I'm wondering if he's not on this physical plane anymore, and they know they're effed. I wonder about that, because this is an international thing, and that would be contributing to humane or inhumane, cruel and inhumane conditions, and that would be on both of theirs, because Trump sent them, Kelly accepted it, and then when it was an error, he refused to do anything about it. So that's basically like international laws of y'all can't fucking do that shit and just say because. I mean, that's not legal speak. Not total legal speak. The y'all can't do that shit might not be full legal speak. And now, experts say, oh, well, you're not in an official, red alert or crisis in democracy until the executive branch refuses to acknowledge even the judicial branch's orders. Well, he just did. He just did today. And they're painting a pretty little picture and doing a lot of gaslighting. And they even brought in Pam Bondi, obviously, into the whole little office dress rehearsal or whatever. But not good. And Bondi, and then we'll go to say about this Garcia guy, the entire 25 years, he's got a wife, kids, a 5-year-old that has autism, and he's a hardworking guy. He was the one time, I think it was in 2019, he was detained in a Home Depot shopping parking lot because somebody had said that they thought he was affiliated with the gang. But basically the cops, talked with him, checked some stuff out, and let him go. They didn't do anything other than detain him so they can investigate. And it was found that, no. I mean, it was like, well, he might have at one point known somebody, but that that doesn't mean anything. There was no other proof. And since he's been in America, like 25 years or whatever it is, he's not had any crime. No, I mean, except for that any interaction with the cops. Except for that, and there was nothing there. It was just a hearsay, somebody claimed, and they were just checking it out. This is the effing man they're talking about as a terrorist. And they put him to the only effing prison, the only goddamn country that the Supreme Court said he cannot ever be sent to. You're so happy to send people to Venezuela. Why don't you send them there? No, you gotta send him to where you know damn well that president doesn't give a flying rat's ass about the people there. Once he's got him, he ain't giving him back because that's less money for him. But what I'm wondering, being is that this can be an international crime for both of those guys, Kelly and Trump. I'm wondering if either because he thinks that America has allowed him to do this much, Trump, and so they're just going to let him steamroll and he's amused about that. Or I don't even want to say this. Mr. Garcia isn't on the physical plane anymore, and they can't send him back here. They can send him home, and they can't say that because, again, I would think an international crime type of, for cruel and inhumane treatment type of thing, false accusation, that kind of stuff, that would be some freaking lawsuits to hell and back against the government here and all the people involved individually and involved in the others. I mean, they could, oh my God, the hate, come on, people. What do you think? Do you think it's just that they don't want to backtrack and they want to really push to see how far America will allow fascists to push, inside and outside, homegrown or not? Or do you think the guy is just, it's not possible to return him alive to home? And because he isn't. And they're trying to just look obnoxious and not like illegal. You know what I mean? And not just like basically murderers. I'm just really wondering, is that what this is all about? Because the guy could have easily. He's the fucking president. Of course you can. He acts as I can't just, release a terrorist. You're the fucking president. You heard everything. You know what the facts are. You absolutely could have. So, I don't know. I'm just getting a real bad, ominous feeling that guy, either he's not alive or he's been severely injured. And they don't want that getting out for, like, war crimes without the war. Peacetime crime, But I just have a feeling that some things, he's not in the condition to be sent home and everything be fixed. Let's put it that way. And I really hope that's not the case. I really hope this feeling is just anxiety clouding my gut feeling. Because my gut usually is right, and I really don't want to believe that right now. So,